Alrighty, so today we're sitting down once again, plugging another movie into the one-shot review system. And before I even get started, I'm just going to say the review for this movie is probably going to be pretty short because, there was not a lot going on. But today, the movie that we're plugging in is Expendables 4. I went and saw this movie. Honestly, I think I saw it on opening night. I'm not exactly an Expendables fan. I literally could not tell you what happened in the first three movies, and I don't even think I've seen the second or the third. But, oh shoot, there was a Google I wanted to do before this, but that's okay. We'll just go in raw. Basically, this movie is exactly what you think it would be, but we'll get into that. Today, same AMC I'm normally posted up at. I'm like burping because I made a bad choice and got the popcorn and icy combo again for the second time in the week. I just think the human body can really only handle like movie theater butter popcorn once a serious, movie popcorn situation once a week at the most. After that, it's just it's too much. And you just feel dude, my whole face is butter right now. And I was one piece at a time in it, but still felt like a slob. But regardless, everything was good, scanned in fine, no problem. Seat was awesome. Nobody was really being a pain in the ass or whatever. No problems. So this movie, again, I'm not really caught up on the Expendables lore, but I get the premise that you're taking all these people from different action movies and you're plopping them into one movie, and that in and of itself is kind of a cool gimmick. And I'm into that. But dude, this movie, so first off, I just want to kind of explain the plot a little bit just so we know kind of what we're dealing with here. In this particular Expendables film, you got Sylvester Stallone at the beginning, meeting up with Jason Statham. They're dapping up, they're making jokes at each other back and forth, which this whole movie, the entire script is just one big oh, I don't even care that I'm here. And by the way, your breath stinks. Nah, your breath stinks. Literally every single line, nobody is sincere, and it's all a quip. But maybe that's the point maybe that's the charm of these movies, and I just don't get it because I'm not an Expendables guy and I haven't, just seen the movies before. So maybe I'll watch them in the coming days if they're on streaming or something, or if I can find them at the exchange. I really, really am not, I was willing to pay the retail price for the Blu-rays for the Equalizer, but I'm not doing that for this. Sorry guys. But anyway, we start out, we're going on another mission. This time Megan Fox is involved, and she's apparently just as good as everybody else. And at one point in the movie, the leader's out and she's in as the new leader. And there's also this Chinese lady, well, they say Chinese, this Chinese lady that is also an assassin. And then the rest of the crew includes 50 Cent now, which was kind of fun. And then there's this new guy that's apparently the son of somebody else. And then, like we said, Sylvester Stallone, Jason Statham, and Dolph Lundgren is a sniper who apparently is only sick with it when he's drunk, and he's going through some sober phase of his life, and he's missing all of his shots. But basically, with absolutely next to no intro, which makes sense because this is a fourth film in the series. At this point, you should know what you're into, so I'll give that a pass. But we are set into this new mission. The first thing that first thing that happens is there's a bar fight. We're trying to get Sylvester Stallone's ring back because he lost a thumb war to some bikers in a biker bar. And Eddie Hall is actually in this movie as a big boy grunt. And that was kind of fun to see, especially fun to see Sylvester Stallone basically tabletop that guy over a counter, just because that man has to be like 350 pounds or something. Ridiculous. But it was fun to see Eddie Hall in a movie as somebody that's like a strong, World's Strongest Man fan myself. That was like a fun little Easter egg. But after that, the mission gets set up. They're going to go to this place and they're going to get these nuclear detonators, and it's Gaddafi's old chemical factory or something like that. And, they show up after somebody else already got there to try to steal them. And it's all connected to this guy, Ocelot, which, by the way, my dude, Ocelot, we're not talking about somebody being inspired from something like this, are we? But anyway, they're going to figure out who Ocelot is by stopping this guy, and they show up and they flub it up on the first one, just straight up absolutely fumble the bag, and Jason Statham chooses to save Sylvester Stallone instead of getting the nuclear detonators. And to our knowledge, Sylvester Stallone dies regardless of that situation. So then now what actually happens is Jason Statham is ousted from the group, and Megan Fox is in charge of the team, and they're going to go without him. But no, he has to be a part of it, so he's going to plant a tracker on her. And there's this cool guy that they meet in Thailand that helps out. That's very similar. Like, he gave me a lot of vibes to... where would it be? Which one would it be? Where's he at? It's earlier than that. This dude gave me a lot of this dude vibes, just because he was like popping in out of nowhere and messing people up hand to hand pretty quick. But anyway, not to flex that I have the Baki DVDs, by the way. But basically, it's the same movie. It's gonna always be. So I'm not gonna delve into the details after that, because pretty much you can understand what's gonna happen here. But at the same time, the only value in watching the movie is kind of watching what happens, I guess, and getting those fight scenes. But also, like, the only interesting, like, there's no subplot, there's no deeper themes, like nothing like that. So I'm not going to spoil the plot, because if you end up watching this movie, at least it will be fresh. But yeah, I think that this movie was pretty weak, and maybe that's the case when you're on the fourth one in the series. You're just kind of phoning it in. But I was kind of excited because I wanted to see 50 Cent in a movie like this. And I think that they didn't really let 50 Cent be 50 Cent. And so he was almost like too soft-spoken for him to be playing himself type character like that. But, it is what it is. This whole movie, the writing and the shots, and the cinematography of any scene where, two people were trying to talk to each other and have a conversation that was going to drive the plot forward, it was all literally like a video game cutscene. Like, there was one person right here, and there's one person right here, and the camera was literally panning back and forth, just like in it, like even a freaking Bethesda RPG now, right? Well, I guess not anymore, because Starfield's not like that, but you guys get what I'm saying. So it was, on all the fronts, it was not very awesome in the artistic department. I think that the cameras that they use, I don't even know anything about cameras, so if I'm wrong on this, whatever. But something about the cameras they use just made something come off like low quality. There was this one scene where they were trying to do like the big aerial shot that showed Thailand before he was there to pick up this dude. And it literally looked like 240p. Like, I don't know what happened with that. I don't know if somebody was like eating McDonald's while they were messing with the film, but my God. And then the rest of the movie, like, part of the bad cameras is like, even if there were some cool action sequences, it was all in a blur. It wasn't like having just watched The Equalizer, where everything is so in your face and so clear with every punch he makes. It's like, other than, I will say, the close combat scenes with knives and stuff like that in this movie were pretty good. But the plot itself is absolutely predictable. The writing is absolutely horrendous. But basically, it's like, I mean, it's goofy. So there's some charm to it. If you're watching on TV, you might not be upset. You may watch the movie and be fine. But just seeing it in the movie theaters, for every line to be like, hey, did you wash your dick this morning? It was just like, what the F am I watching? So, just to keep things short, because like I said, I think the only value you'll get out of this movie is like watching it for yourself and maybe making fun of it yourself. I think everybody actor-wise did a great job. I just think that, you know, like they literally signed up to do like the worst written script. I mean, not worst written script ever, but just, you know, like very poorly written script. And so every line was just like, hey, he says that, and then he says that, and then boom, like new plot device comes in to move it forward. So it's just kind of tiring at that point. It's like, dude, why is everybody like doing Marvel quips every second of the movie? Like there was literally nothing but that in the movie. So, I mean, this is one that maybe the kids will like. I don't know, but then they shouldn't even be. I mean, like let's not even get into like the basically. There's an entire sex scene in this movie. Well, they allude to sex that happens in this movie, and it's kind of pointless. It felt like just because Megan Fox was in the movie, like they needed that to happen. Otherwise, they felt like people would be cheated. And if I'm Megan Fox, I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm supposed to be also a leader of these things, but you know, like whatever. I guess they're supposed to be in a relationship, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna upload the review I have for The Net before this, and I get similar vibes from this one, of it just being unnecessary and it coming off weird. But that being said, to wrap this up, kind of scatterbrained here, but would I see this movie in the theaters? No. I would not even pay to rent this movie. Unless you really think that The Expendables is funny and you don't care that it's a bad movie and that you just want to see the movie. I mean, dude, I'm pretty sure that, and this is like one of those things where I haven't seen the other movies, so I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that there's a character that's normally played by John Travolta that they straight swapped for some guy that just looks exactly like him and talks like him. I mean, it was uncanny. Like I couldn't stop thinking about it. That's the Google I wanted to do before this. It's like, is that true? But anyway, definitely don't have to go to the theaters. Definitely do not pay for this in any way unless you get a bargain bin. And, you know, if it shows up on streaming, it's worth watching. You know, I mean, if you want to see 50 Cent in a movie, that enough. You know, if it's on streaming and you're just going to be hanging out, might as well. No harm, no foul. There's nothing offensive in this movie, really. But, like, it's just not good. So, I'm going to give this a strong... No. I'm going to give this a low 2. It almost got a strong 2, but we're going to say a low 2. And watch this on streaming if it is. Otherwise, don't worry about it. But that's the Expendables review. Expendables 4. If you disagree with me, that's great. Let me know in the comments. If you agree with me, let me know. Hit subscribe if you want to. I'm not here to tell you what to do. And then hit like if you like the video. But that's enough shilling. That's the review. That's it.